Have you ever stopped to think about the tiniest words in English? Words like in, on, and at. They seem so small, but they are doing some seriously heavy lifting. They don't just connect other words, they literally build the entire world of a sentence, telling us where things are and when they happen. So let's dive in and see how they work their magic.
Okay, so picture this. There's a meeting, but where? It's at the White House. Boom. That one little word, at, immediately gives us a very specific point on the map.
And then you've got this, a huge traffic jam. But where is it? It's on the motorway. This time, on puts all that chaos right onto a surface, a line. And finally, to round it all out, a security guard. He's standing by the door. By tells us he's right next to it. See what happened there? 3 tiny words, 3 completely different scenes.
So what's the secret? How do these tiny words pack so much meaning into just a few letters? Well, that is exactly what we're here to figure out. Let's crack this code together.
All right, first up, let's tackle the where. We're talking about prepositions of place. These are the words that basically draw a map for us right inside a sentence. Okay, so let's break down the big 3 for location: in, on, and at. Think of it like zooming in with a camera. You use in for big enclosed areas, like the Prime Minister being in Washington. Then you use on when you're talking about a surface. A spider on the ceiling is a classic one. And finally, at is for a super specific point or an event, like the talks at the White House.
But what about when things are moving? That's where a word like across comes in. It's all about going from one side to the other. This plane isn't just hanging out in the sky. It's on a journey, flying across the entire Mediterranean.
Now, check this out. We've got over. It's similar, but with a twist. See the difference? Over adds a vertical element. It's not just side to side, it's up and then across. Fred isn't going through the gate, he's jumping over it. He's clearing an obstacle. Okay, so let's talk about up and down. You've got above and over for things that are higher, and below and under for things that are lower. Simple enough, right? The cool thing is they work in pairs. Above is the opposite of below, and over is the opposite of under. Think about it. You'd put a rug over a stain, and then you'd have to look under it. Now how about proximity? By and beside. Super easy. They basically mean the same thing, next to. But between and among. Now this is where a lot of people get tripped up. Here's the simple rule. Between is for 2. Just 2 distinct things. A fence between 2 houses. But among is for a group of 3 or more. Or just a general crowd. You are among friends. Okay, so we've got the where totally nailed down. But what about the when? Well, this is where it gets really interesting, because a lot of those same words we just talked about, they pull double duty and help us talk about time. And look who's back. It's our in, on, and at crew, but this time they're clocking in for time duty. The logic is kind of similar to place. Just think of it as a calendar. In is for the big chunks of time. In winter, in the afternoon. On gets more specific, for single days and dates. On Monday, on New Year's Day. And at is for the super precise moments, at 6 o'clock. Okay, let's clear up a really common mix-up. By versus until. By is all about a deadline. Think of it as no later than. You need to finish this report by 4 o'clock. Until is about duration, how long something continues. A shop might be closed until this afternoon. The action of being closed lasts all the way up to that point. Here's another tricky pair, for and during. For answers the question, how long? He'll be at the conference for 2 days. It's about the total length of time. During, on the other hand, tells you something happened within a period of time. The manager was released during the night. The release is one event that happened inside that bigger window of time. All right, enough theory. You've seen the code, you've seen the examples. Now it's time to put your skills to the test. You ready? Let's do a quick practice round. Okay, here's your first challenge. Fill in the blank. We arrived at our destination blank dawn. What do you think? In, on, or at? I'll give you a second. And the answer is at. We arrived at our destination at dawn. Perfect. Why? Because dawn is a super specific, precise point in time. You got it. Okay, you're on a roll. Let's try one more. The car will be ready blank 2:30. What's it going to be this time? The correct preposition is by. The car will be ready by 2:30. And remember why? By sets that deadline. It means 2:30 is the latest it'll be ready, but it might even be done earlier. Nicely done.
So, you see, prepositions aren't just boring grammar rules. They're like the secret architects of our language. They give our sentences shape, they put them on a map, and they set them on a timeline. They're the ones building the entire world inside our words. So the real question is, now that you know the code, what kind of world are you going to build?